What's up, this is Captain Maxime here, professional almost all video games. Today I'll be doing a slide or bunny hopping guide for those who struggle with it, so that way in turn you'll be able to get a lot more kills and move around the map a lot quicker. So without any further ado, let's get into this step-by-step guide. Okay, so the proper way to practice for this, which I would do, is go on the custom games, select pilots versus pilots, play by yourself so that way you won't get yourself killed while you're trying to practice bunny hopping. Select Blackwater Canal. Thanks to all the walls and slopes on that particular map, it'll be a lot easier to learn bunny hopping and chain wall runs and air strafe. So that way, in turn, you'll be able to move around a lot more quicker. At the same time, it'll be easier to practice thanks to how easy that map is. Okay, so once you have a map started up, we'll go ahead and practice this run. So first of all, you need to know the basics of how slide hopping works. So what people do in order to slide hop is they jump and slide, which in turn creates the bunny hopping, which is what a lot of people call it. I call it that too. Either way, so in order to start it off, you want to jump first, because if you slide first, then you're going to lose all that momentum, because if you slide first, then technically you're crouching and not sliding. So jump, slide, jump, slide, jump, slide, jump, slide. Yeah, so once you jump, you want to immediately press the slide button after you do it. Okay, so then once you're on the ground, you jump up again, slide, jump up and slide, and basically just keep on doing the same thing over and over again. You have to do it in quick succession though, because if you make one mistake during the slide hopping, so I'll purposely make a mistake here, then you're going to lose all that momentum and you're not going to be able to do any more bunny hops. So, however, just to clear up a few things, don't get confused with the jump and slide part, because if you just jump and slide, then you're not going to have any momentum at all, so slide hopping would be impossible. So what you want to do is either sprint or wall run in order to gain that little momentum, and then once you do that, you jump, slide, jump, slide, jump, slide, jump, slide. Basically, just keep doing it in quick succession at the same time. If you ever find yourself not bunny hopping anymore, in order to get back into that again, once again, sprint or wall run in order to gain that little momentum first, then jump, slide, jump, slide, jump, slide, jump, slide, and you're all ready to go. So now, we'll discuss on how you can go ahead and get this into your everyday combat techniques once you have mastered practicing this. Okay, first of all, there are mainly 5 different types of play styles that in turn help people play a lot better. There's a marksman sniper, a heavy weapons person, a run and gun person, which is what I am, frontline assault, and stealth playstyle. Okay, if you're a marksman sniper, you're probably going to be using a lot of weapons that require precision aiming. So if you are this kind of person, then I'd recommend whenever you're slide hopping, practice shooting while moving around first, so that way you'll be able to do it easily when you're slide hopping as well. So if you're using some sort of precision weapon that also has a travel time as well, then I'd recommend that while you're slide hopping, move in a pattern that you can predict. At the same time, move in a pattern to where your projectile is going to be moving in that same direction, so that way in turn you'll be a much harder target to hit, but at the same time the targets you're trying to hit, they won't be any harder, so that way you'll be able to get them easy kills. At the same time, you'll look pretty amazing while doing it too with that aim. And for the heavy class, I'd recommend that since LMGs in general just aren't as flexible when in terms of fast-paced movement, you're going to have to innovate a little bit with your bunny hopping and the Devotion or Spitfire, whatever LMG you're going to be using. Okay, so with any sort of LMG, whenever you're bunny hopping, just keep on bunny hopping around the map until you see someone. Then after that, quickly position yourself in a really good vantage point with your bunny hopping technique, and then mow down your opponents with your LMG. And then once you're done with those opponents, stay on the move with the help of your bunny hopping technique. And then basically keep on doing the same thing for the whole entire match. The reason you have to quickly position yourself in a good vantage point with your bunny hopping technique is because, like I said before, LMGs aren't as flexible in terms of fast-paced movement. So in order to innovate, bunny hopping yourself into a vantage point and then shooting your enemies from there, it's a much better way to do it, because you're still able to move around fast, but at the same time you're still able to make good use of your LMG. Anyways, on to the next class. For the assault class, you're probably going to be using a lot of abilities and ordinances that'll keep you alive for as long as possible. Not only that, but because this is an assault class, you're probably going to be using, well, assault rifles. Anyways, let's get on with what you need to do for this one. Okay, so for this one, since you're going to be a frontline assault, use bunny hopping in order to rush your enemy so that way they won't have any time to react and you'll just be immediately spraying them with bullets. Watch this one for example. I'm going to use my phase shift so I can survive a little bit longer. I'm going to throw out a smoke so I can confuse them, and then while they're confused, I killed them. Now for the hit and run class. So for the hit and run class, you're probably going to be using a tactical ability that'll make you move really fast. At the same time, you're probably going to be using some sort of close range or medium range weapon, such as an SMG or a shotgun. So now let's see how we can make good use of all these with the slide hopping technique. Which, trust me, the slide hopping technique with the run and gun playstyle, they both integrate pretty well together. Okay, so for this, you generally want to use slide hopping for closing the gap between you and your enemies. And once you get in close enough with your enemy, go ahead and give them a nasty surprise. But once you kill that opponent, keep on moving and use the slide hop to your advantage so that way you'll be able to get out of there faster. So hit and run is the name of the game. So kill someone, run. Kill someone, run. Basically, it's a fast-paced style that requires a lot of strategic thinking. So especially for this kind of play style, slide hopping is the key here if you want to keep up momentum and kill your enemies in a really fast-paced way while at the same time not getting killed yourself. And now for the final general playstyle, the stealth playstyle. Obviously for the stealth class you're going to be using gadgets that'll help you sneak around better, so there's no question about that either way. Let's just get into what you need to do for this kind of playstyle. Alright, so if you're going to be stealthy around the battlefield, I'd recommend that you use slide hop, alright, but don't slide hop in the middle of the area where everyone else is going to be, because that is where everyone is going to be able to detect you. So slide hop in a place that will be a good place to hide, at the same time a great place to ambush your enemies too. What I'm trying to say is that try and sneak your way into battles. Don't go on the front lines where everyone else is going to be fighting, because you're definitely going to be noticed there. And use what you have to your advantage in order to sneak around your enemy, not just the slide hopping. So take this clip, for example. Oh man, I think I see some grunts over there. Alright, I'll throw a smoke grenade. I'll do a little bit of wall running so that way I can flank all of them. Alright, it's time to die, grunts. Bang, got a few of them down. Oh, kill you! Oh, okay, Ronan stole my kill there, oh well. Alrighty. Looks like it's back to bunny hopping now. Let's see if we can find anyone else. Well, either way, I hope this guide was really helpful. And if there's any more tips and tricks you would like me to teach y'all, just let me know in the comments down below. Either way, I will see all of you in the next video. Bye-bye!